Mr. Gorbachev, take it down.
Only one word to describe what's happening in that game.
1975. Outside universal threat.
Turn up the volume, I said it's a beautiful day. We're boiling our heads in our respect like a team. The end of a beautiful day. We're screaming again.
We're screaming again. We're screaming again.
Hang through the volume, I said we've seen enough. It's a colorful display, we're screaming again.
We're screaming again. We're screaming again.
If it's too hard to tell, we'll wake up in a singular reality. The death of a nation, a toxic reaction. So scream and shout, make a whole lot of noise. Don't be afraid, let the night run out. Well, after all, it's a television show, a telecast promoting vertical. A moment in time to reconcile came a little too late, and now it's gone. A moment in history, produced by the broken and thrown away, and I'm already here. I've always been here. So scream and shout, make a whole lot of noise. Don't be afraid, let the night run out. Well, after all, it's a television show. The audience is waiting to enroll. So scream and shout, cause the world's signing off. Don't be afraid, now you can't get enough. Well, after all, it's a television show. These color bars mask everyone you know. Color bars mask everyone you know.